any question? Are you learning this subject and you are understanding the flow of the subject, how it is going from understanding the requirement and all? So this is completely in flow if you understand first step to second to third to fourth, and so you can design and develop the system. We are not basically going into the coding part, and we are not going into developing part, which is coding and all, but system analysis and design is through understanding from requirement to designing this user interface. So basically today we are going to learn user interface that you are very much familiar with, that if you go on Amazon website, how convenient or how easy you find to interact with Amazon website. So basically how human feel easy and feel comfortable with or how easy for the human to interact with the system. Basically that is user interface design. So we are going to learn this today. And before starting this, I think let's start. So I think I already did the. Okay, so this chapter number 9, is about user interface design. However, question comes from here. So basically understand the questions, they are based on the past case. So if you look into the chapter, So first problem is the video rental case, that you go back in chapter number 5. The E is to develop zero DFD. So develop 2 use scenario for DFD in exercise E in chapter 5. So basically this is the zero DFD that chapter 5, video rental zero DFD. Based on that, you are going to make 2 use scenarios for this DFD. So basically you are going to make user interface use scenario for this DFD. But this case is back in chapter number 5. So don't get confused. This is basically exercise E of chapter 9. So if you have a book, you just go back and forth, look into the chapter number 9. I'm just opening. So look, I think everyone is having the book. And if you look into the G exercise in chapter 9, develop 2 use scenario for DFD in exercise E in chapter 5. So this is the chapter 9 question. However, this is based on chapter 5, zero DFD. So basically this DFD is right here. Based on that, you are going to make use scenarios. And again, some common mistakes and other things, common mistakes related to this. Now you are going to see exercise H in this, which is develop the interface standard for DFD in exercise E in chapter 5. So basically the same DFD, but you are going to make here interface standards. So this is second question. So basically and then exercise I, design an interface template for exercise E. Again, the same based on, interface template for exercise E. Draw an ISD for DFD in exercise E in chapter 5. So basically, all these questions are based and develop storyboard for DFD in exercise E in chapter 5. So basically, all the questions are based on the chapter 5 E, question E, which is, right here. So basically the answer of chapter 5E is right here. And then based on this question, you are going to answer all these questions. So if this is clear to everyone, what we are going to do in assignment or homework. So don't get confused because, many people ask, I get confused why we are doing. So this is all linked from chapter 1 to last chapter. They are all linked. So basically video rental, we have been doing this video case from the beginning. We developed use cases, we developed the zero DFD, we developed. So based on the same zero DFD, we are going to work in this chapter as a homework. If this is clear, I'm going to start the user. So any question related to this? If no, then user interface design, which is very important topic of any information system or any system. The reason is that sometimes you feel, how many of you are using Linux, or how many of you are using Mac, or how many of you are using Windows? I'm a Windows user, to be honest. And whenever I tried Mac, I mean, I did not like, or I was not comfortable with Mac. The reason is that I am not habitual. I find Windows is much simpler than Mac. But, I also used Linux. But Linux, why that is not popular? It has more robust security. Linux has more, more stability and more secure and more, technically sound operating system. But, people don't like Linux. They like, and Linux, was free also. So why people like Windows, or some people like, only a Mac? The reason is only this part. This chapter explains the difference. User interface design, because it's likeness of user, what user like, based on that product becomes very hit. So user interface design, aesthetics, and different such aspects are covered in this chapter. So usability, concept of usability with respect to user interface, describe several fundamental user interface design principles, process of user interface design, perspectives of users of the user interface, and describing the ways to define a structure of user interface, explain the standard that should be established for user interface, ways to prototype and user interface. So we are going to learn all these concepts in brief in this chapter. So this is the outline: key definition, interface design principle, design process, navigation design, input design, output design. So what is the system interface? So basically, system interface is connecting with other systems, and user interface connects with the users, connection with the user. So how human connects with the system, that is user interface design. So it explains the navigation mechanism. So it also tells the user what system will do, what systems what to do. It takes the input and it gives the output. So basically, when you look into any website, many websites you might visit first time, but you are very easily able to able to go on those websites. Even if you visit on the website of, let's say, any university website of in China, or let me go with sharing my, I think you can see my screen. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, let me see, for example. So this is for example, King Fahad University of Petroleum and Minerals. This is one of the top university in Saudi Arabia, for example, and basically this comes, it is automatically, I know why it is, because I already visited this university website. This is in Arabic. But suppose you want to go to the College of Business, you want to see the business programs, what are the, it is designed in such a manner that you can easily navigate through and you can reach to the colleges and departments. So let's say I want to go to information system department of, so here you can say business school, information systems and operation management. So basically I can navigate through, even if I have any university in Chinese or other things, because the systems, or this is my user interface, and I'm just clicking on this, and so basically I'm giving the input in terms of click, I'm getting the output in terms of the page which I need. So information systems and operations management here, concentration of business analytics, concentration. So whatever I need, basically I could get here. And if I need more, I can get here. Though this website is developed in Arabic, but since, Window has the functionality to convert from any language to any language, or, webs, even in Chinese or any language. So basically, everyone can go to here and explore and get the information. So basically, this is the easiness of the user, how user can feel interactive with the system. So basically, this is the user interface. So this comes, if this is very complicated and you are not able to get into the website, or you are not able to go inside whatever you require, then that is not good user interface design. For example, Amazon. Let's say I'm visiting first time. So, everyone can, whatever, for example, I want to buy something. I know, the best thing, why the search engine is on the right on the top, because, maybe I don't like all these, I don't want to go one by one. Let's say I want to buy some camera, GoPro camera. Oh, sorry. So instead of going all these, why they put the search engine on the top? Because, if you don't understand, if you are not able to go through, you don't have time, you can just directly type here and you can get the list of this. So basically, it's, if I want to buy there, how many items are there? Probably 100,000 of items are sold on Amazon. Okay, this is right here. And it gives, if you need, because it is pop-up. So how easy is this? Even a 10-year-old or 12-year-old person can get this done, whatever they want to buy from Amazon. It is not, rocket science. So making the system as user-friendly as is the most important task of user interface design. So this is the example. You go on Walmart, even a 12-year-old can buy the product for you without much time, in 5 minutes. Similar, so this is the important part. Some of the, I would like to explain some of the best system in the world, they failed because their user interface was not good. their aesthetics were not good. So these are the few things which make system to flop or unsuccessful. So user interface, aesthetics, these are the most important because based on that, people love that system. So navigation mechanism provides the way for all user to tell the system what to do. Input mechanism, basically nowadays all the inputs are mouse based or click based, or basically based on the way the system captures information, output mechanism. So graphic user interfaces. And nowadays you can see we just visited these two websites, King Fahad University of Petroleum and Minerals and Amazon.com. They are all graphic user interface. Nowadays we are not putting any information in terms of DOS command, in terms of commands, but everything is click based on graphics. So key definitions using usability concept. The system is used to easy to use and easy to learn. So basically, if you are visiting any website, suppose after graduation you want to do masters. I believe you want to do any masters in Washington State. The moment you are interested, let's say, in information system further, and you want to go MS Master of Science in Information System, in moments you can go to Washington University website. Suppose you are curious to know what are the different aspects, in 5 minutes you will get the information about Master of Science in Information System in Washington University of Washington, because they are easy to use and easy to learn. Tasks are completed more efficiently and with more accuracy. Mistakes are usually reduced. User satisfaction with new system is increased and adoption of system is more likely. So how many, let's say, I would like to share some of the app. Nowadays, everyone is using apps are there. Why few apps are more popular than other apps? Certainly, one of the factors, certainly, technology, security, other features are important, but one of the feature is usability. So if you look into the, let's say, I don't know whether I can see the Google app store. So I hope you can see my this screen. And let's say I'm just going to download, I'm just going to see, let's say, few apps. So online messengers app, online message app. There are, how many are there? I mean, to be honest, even I don't know all these things. I use only 2 or 3 things. I use WhatsApp, I use TextNow, I use one more which is called Single, I think. So these are the few things which are there. And this is Sing. These are all apps which are right here. But why few apps are becoming more successful? Because user like it, user feel it easy to use, easy to navigate, easy to operate. And that's how, based on a user experience, those becomes very successful. WhatsApp, I think, is the #1 in the world, because most of the countries, they use WhatsApp. Entire, big countries, they use WhatsApp. China use one which is called, I forgot the name. So based on the user preference, ease for the user, and then adoption is more likely if user find it very easy to use. I would suggest to someone, someone can adopt. So basically this is, so these were key definition. Now interface design principle. So these are the few things which we have to keep in mind when we are designing the interface: layout, content awareness, aesthetics, uses level, consistency, minimization of user effort. This is most important. With minimum user efforts, user can get the things done on the system. Layout is another thing. Content is another important. Look and feel is another thing. So basically, if I put this, let's say Amazon.com, if I put, some odd color here, this will be not. So here Amazon.com is right here. And it gives a lot of information, but just here you can get. So basically this is a layout. You can see this is the upper side. Here is these are the things. So basically this is the layout of this on right side. So basically if I want to get it done, everything I can get it done right here. So layout is, you can see we are going to look into this layout, content awareness, aesthetics, uses level, and consistency should be there. So these are the principles we have to keep in mind. So the screen is often divided into 3 boxes. This is, so basically navigation area top, status area bottom, and work area middle. So basically these 3. So if you look, I think I am able to. So this is a navigation area. You can see on the top, I can get it done all the things. When I go at the bottom, this is all, about this. And this is the middle area where I can. So all the, if you look to other websites like any like ew.edu. So here I can get all the information related to this university. At the bottom, I can see this is all about this, and middle area is. So most of the things layout is navigation area, status area, and work area. So this is usually information can be presented in multiple areas, and like areas should be grouped together. Like, related to academics, these areas are grouped together, different colleges, different departments. More layout concept, areas and information should minimize user movement from one to another. Ideally size, shape, placement for entering data, report presenting retrieval data. So all, size and shape of the. So if you look into the book, some template of layouts are there in the book, in the chapter. So size, shape, placement for entering data, reports presenting retrieved data. So this is, for example, layout for a web page. Site title, advertising right here, social media links right here, main content tabs are here, and here, feature content like links, advertisement is right here, main content is here, main content categories at the bottom, like we, and here on the left side you can see site navigation. So this is the typical, now things are changing. We don't see the site navigation is not normally not there nowadays. Everything is on the top, everything is at the bottom and middle area. So with time, people preference changes, and accordingly the layout of the web pages or systems change. look into this simple example of web page. And when you develop your own website or your own business venture website, you can keep these principle in mind. Or if you work for some as a consultant for something, so look into the best, just browse through whatever website you visit quite often. Look into that, why you visit, what you find easy to do that. For example, Instacart, DoorDash nowadays, how how these businesses are growing and how these businesses use online system, how user find it very easy to interact and work or use these systems. So first thing is layout. The second thing is content. All interface should have titles, and content should be very important. It should be consistent. Menu should show where you are, where you come from to get there. It should be clear what information is within each area, fields and fields level should be. So basically, if I go into any website like this, I can go in academics, I can see here under this all the departments and all the colleges and academic related information. For example, all the colleges, art, humanities, health, professional, science, technology. So related to academics, this is college, these are the resources, these are the other things. So under about, so this is basically about the university, about the leadership, about the facts and figures, community. So and then apply for students. So basically this is the content. I can get to know, okay, I want to know about College of Business. I go into this, I know the under professional programs, it's a college. Under this is school and business, here you can go under School of Business. So basically they changed this website from last year or previous year. But when I visited first time in this new website on this new web, I could easily go under and I can easily go and I can easily get to know about the things here. So basically in 4 or 5 clicks on Eastern Washington University, I was able to go under this and I was able to get into the information which I was interested in. So content is another important part of content awareness. It should be clear what information within each area, field and field level should be selected carefully. Use dates and version number to add system user. Aesthetics is another important thing. See, sometimes product is very nice, technically product is sound, but people reject the product because it doesn't look good, it doesn't feel good. Technically, the product is very great. So that aesthetics plays vital role. A interface need to be functional and appealing to the user, inviting to use, avoiding squeezing too much information on a page, particularly for novice user. So basically too much information loaded, that is really difficult for the user. Design text carefully, be aware for font and size, using all capital letters. So these things have to be avoided. For example, here, Amazon.com, let's say under each. So here, these are the things under, if Amazon put all these, okay, here we have the, side navigation area. If all the content is right on the front, we don't feel comfortable. They are under each category, they are under each. So basically all this is part of aesthetics, Design text carefully, be aware of font and size, too much capital letters. And there are various cases which explains that because of aesthetics, the product or any system fails. More aesthetics, color patterns should be used carefully. So basically, black color and other colors, people have to, so test quality of colors by trying the interface on black and white monitor, use the colors to separate for categories. So basically, you do on black and white monitors how it looks, because based on that, some people also print how it appear on the print, use color to separate or categorize the items. So aesthetics plays vital role in this. Uses level. Some people will be frequent heavy user for the system of the system. Frequent user desire ease of use, quick and easy completion of job tasks. So how much time we need if we need to place an order on Amazon.com? If I want to buy any product on Amazon.com, hardly I need less than 1 minute, isn't it? Less than 1 minute if I have, my address stored and everything, just less than 1 minute to get any order done. Similarly, if I go on any other new website to do my order, let's say instead of Amazon.com, I'm going on any other website, I need to take at least 5, 7 or 10 minutes to do anything. So on Target or other things, Target at least 5, 7, but Amazon and Walmart, I just need to take less than 1 minute. Because I'm frequent user on those, I know how to do, what to do, and how to proceed. So level of uses, it is easy for use for frequent user. Like, if I ask you to log in and look into your course and see you will take less than 1 minute to get into the canvas and look into the course and particular issue. So basically it should be designed in such a manner that frequent user will be very comfortable. Other people may use the system infrequently. Infrequent user desire ease of learning, quick and easy ways to figure out what to do. So infrequent users, so those, let's say I'm going on a couple of websites quite frequently, on a couple of other university websites, but it doesn't take me long time or more than 2-3 minutes to get into the desired information I want, and I can reach on desired page, because I know, and those almost all university, they have a standard academic procedure. So basically, and even now, because most of the websites are designed in a manner that if you want to do any shopping on any other website, you can do it very frequently. So uses level, why I'm not able to do this? Just a minute, I'm not able to scroll down my page. Give me a minute, my computer is almost. Okay, why? 1 minute, please. Can I do other things? Yeah, I can do. But why not my, yeah, now I can do. So users level. So users level also anticipate what types of user are expected on this system. Their anticipation should be very clear. For system primary use by frequent user, including ways to perform tasks directly, hotkeys, shortcuts, etc. should be there. For systems primary use by infrequent user, including careful menu designs, tools, tips, and extensive help system, so that even infrequent user can learn quickly to use the system. For system with both user types, incorporate both user preferences in design as much as possible. Therefore, it is very important that keep in mind that frequent user, infrequent user, or moderate user. So system should be designed in such a manner that it can address the need of all kind of users. The consistency must be there throughout the user interface design. So elements are same throughout the application. Enable user to predict what will happen. Reduce learning curve, users can learn very quickly the system and use of the system. Consider elements within application and across application. Pertains to many different level: navigation control, terminology, report and form design. So basically all such things, navigation control, user can go through terminology. Basically, if you look into any website or academic website like any university, Eastern Washington or WSU or Washington, the terminology is same across all the university websites, and they don't use very high language. It should be very simple language so that anyone and everyone can understand. So this should be the key and important principle. Terminology, report and form designs, those should be very simple that anyone can do that. If you are going on any e-commerce site, form is very simple, that your name, address, your street address. If you put your zip code, automatically city is coming there. So basically all the forms when you are buying any product on any e-commerce website are consistent. You will see, marginally different, because many users are familiar with such things. So this is an example of inconsistent element. Your search button is this big, find chemical is this side, start here is this, add new chemical, this is these are inconsistency, because all 4 items are having different buttons and different look. This is not looking a good user interface. User effort minimization, basically 3 clicks rule. You want to user must get the information that he or she wants on the system within 3 clicks. Should be able to go from start or main menu of the system to the information or action they want in no more than 3 mouse clicks or 3 keystrokes. So this is a principle that if I'm going on Amazon.com, if I'm going on whatever I need, I can get it done within 3 clicks. So minimum effort. So this is the principle every user interface designer must follow. And nowadays, everyone is using touch screen instead of mouse or graphic user interface. Now touch screen systems are there. Since we have all touch screen computers and smartphones and tablets, and so ideal for information retrieval, but not data entry, touch screen. Place content at top and navigation control at bottom, so fingers does not obscure content area. Place labels on the top of navigation control and size objects correctly for fat fingers. Fat fingers might click 2-3 object same time. So basically, size objects correctly for fat fingers. So basically the design should be such that, even fat fingers can operate correctly. Include adequate spacing between objects. So there should be adequate spacing between objects when you look into any application or any smart screen. That doesn't happen. So special issues related to touch screen design. left hand and right-handed users. Basically, think about those who are left-handed user, right-handed user, because left-handed users have different habits of operating, right-hand users have different. So it should work for both. Bright colors, background can help reduce glare and hide fingerprints. So color should be such that can reduce glare and hide fingerprints. Use each device standardized gesture interaction to enhance user easy of learning and ease of use. So since you are interacting nowadays quite often on smart devices, you better understand what is required in that kind of design. So in Android device nowadays, I don't know how many of you are Android user. I'm Android user. So these are the hand gesture, common hand gesture, touch tap. So trigger element, default functionality, long press, triggers data selection mode, swipe, drag. So these are the gesture, and these are the meaning, and these are the functions. So basically touch and tab. So touch, trigger element, default functionality, swipe and drag, scroll through the content, log, press, drag, rearranging or moves element, double touch tap, scales up around the target, double touch, this is drag, scales content by using pushing away or pulling closer, two finger pinch option, zoom into content, two fingers pinch close, zoom out the content. So basically these are the Android common hand gestures. Now, after interface design principle, we are coming here. Process, how do we do the process? How do we design interface? First of all, understand the user. Who are your user? Organize the interface. Define the standard and develop the prototypes. And these are continuously evaluating and continuously testing, which is right here. From here, develop prototype, going back, and feedback is right here. So 4 steps, and 5th is continuously evaluating and testing the system or design. How do you understand the user? User likely will have very different goals and intention when using the system. Use persons to develop characterizations of various user group, interest, typical behavior, goals, object, expectations. Plan a user interface that will be satisfying for that particular user group. So for example, window, and I don't know about you, but have you had a chance to look into the window of Arabic version? There's a window, we are using window in English, and that is particularly American standard or US. But window is also designed for Arabic user. What is the difference between us and Arabic user? Our writing starts from left to right. We write from left to right, and the Arabic user, they write right to left. So basically, when window is designed for Arabic users, they have designed such option that when they switch to the mode, the option start and they follow from right to left thing. Even Google has designed the if I can show you there, for example, Google Arabic. Here, I wish I can. So look into and see here, it starts from right side. So if I type, so basically this has designed, if I turn into Arabic, it is going to start from this side. You can see. Similarly, all, this is basically, similarly, Windows and all the systems, if they design that can first, so they understand the user behavior, what is their preference, what is their requirement, and how they work, how they behave. So now I want to convert into English. Google.com. Yeah, this is now simple. Understanding, so basically typical behavior, goals, objective, expectations of, very important to understand. Persons for tune source. Angelica, the browsing shopper, and Carl, the hurry up shopper. There are two types of shopper, one who would like to browse through, one who would like to do so quick. I like to, for example, Angelica, I like to take my time, do my research, and consider my options before buying. Carl, I know what I want and I want to buy it quickly. These are two different shoppers. Knowledge, Angelica is not Angelica is not familiar with, or superficial knowledge of the artist and music selection offered by TuneSource, where Carl has very familiar with the artist and music selection offered by TuneSource. So these are the two different users. So both, if you design a system that can address the need of both, I mean, user interface design in such a manner which can address the need of Angelica and Carl. Task arrives at the site with the intent to look around, wants to explore a number of options, and thoroughly research those options by looking at material and listening to samples, want to be able to save some selection to consider for period of time before buying. So she is like, would like to go on site, visit it, explore it, understand it, and do it. Their interest is enjoy music, has eclectic taste, not content with mainstream choices. So basically, this characteristics is unhurried, deliberate, and thoughtful. Where, Carl, impatient, dislikes unexpected delay, expects things to work seamlessly and quick. And so these are the two different behavior, two different personalities, how the user interface can be designed which can address the need of both. So understand the user, use scenario, outline the steps that user perform to accomplish some part of their work. So basically, use scenario, think about Carl, think about Angelica, think about other things, other also behavior, and outline the steps they perform to do the task. A use scenario is one commonly used path through the use case or DFD. So basically, use scenario is one that is commonly used path through a use case or DFD. So basically, here you are going to develop use case, use scenario based on a DFD, document the most common path through the use case. So interface design will easily be design will be easy to use for those situations. So now use use scenario for tune source. For example, here, this is the first step, load website. So this is the, first level 1 DFD, because it has, one process which has elaborated further. So this is level 1 DFD. Load website, process search request, process tune selection. So these are the customer. Now use scenario for tune source. Here is the use scenario, the browsing shoppers and the hurry up shopper. So basically this is two cases. One is Angelica, one is Carl. So browsing shopper, user is not sure what they want to buy and will browse through several tunes. User may search for a specific artist or browse through a music category. User will likely read the basic information of several tunes, as well as marketing material for some. He or she will likely listen to music samples and browse related tunes. User will put the tune in the shopping cart and will continue browsing. So basically you can see 1.1, 1.3, 1.2, 1.3. So these are the all steps here, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. These are the level 1 DFD. So basically use scenario is based on use cases or DFD. And then eventually the user will want to purchase the download, but probably want to look through the shopping cart, possibly discarding some tunes first. So these are the, now here the hurry up shopper, Carl, what he or she wants. And so user will search for a specific artist or tune. 1.2, user will look at the price and enough other information to confirm that the tune is desired one. 1.3, user will want to buy the download or move to the other sites, which is process 2. So basically this is the so here 3 steps are there in one DFD, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. Here it is going, steps are related to 1.2, 1.3. Here also 1.2 and 1.3. So basically in this design, so this is basically based on your exercise G assignment. So here this is the, I have right here. So basically this is your assignment G. So based on this 0 DFD, you are going to develop 2 use scenario for the DFD in exercise E in chapter. So 2 use scenario, like, you can develop 2 scenario, for example, like Carl and Angelica. Similarly, you can develop 2 scenario here in this case. So exactly like this, you are going to develop. So first thing, understand the user. The second thing is organize the interface. So the second part is in the process, how you can organize the interface. Define the basic components of interface and how they work together to provide functionality to users. So basically, how they can provide functionality to a user is very important based on the basic component of the interface. Use interface structure diagram. So how all screen, forms, reports are related. So how user moves from one to other. Similar to DFD in using boxes and lines. Boxes denotes the screens and lines show the movement from one to another. And basically they are different from DFD in having no standard rules or formats. So here you can see interface structure diagram for tune source. For example, this is your exercise number J. So here is the exercise J. Uh, I hope you can see my flipping the screen. I'm just which draw an ISD for DFD in exercise E in chapter 5. So this is basically, it looks like a DFD. So this DFD is at front, but we are developing ISD. So basically this is zero form main menu. Under main menu, what is there? So 1, 2, 3, menu A, menu B, menu C. You can say this is main menu. Under menu 1, for example, like we see this Eastern website where we can see EW. So here main menu, under which 4 category, under each category these things 1, 2, 3. Under 3 these are the things, under 2 these are the things. So basically similarly, what you are going to have in. So basically this is the main, under which 3 category under each. So update customer information by entering new order. So here under menu A, 1.1 form A, 2 under this 1.2 form B, 1.3 report. Similarly, what is going to be inside what? This is interface structure diagram for tune source. So for website, use sitemap, which we were just looking into. So how all information on the site fits together, help establish the hierarchy of information on the site. So basically, if you look into the, let's say I'm going into academics, under academics, these are the 3 category. Under I'm going to college, under college, these are the 4 colleges. Under this college, I'm going to this, under this college, there are how many? 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 different schools are there under each school. So basically going into, so similarly this is their interface structure diagram for tune source. Use sitemap. So basically you can see sitemap for the tune source. Home, under this, these are the 4 how many category? 1, 2, 3, how many? Tune source stores by tune, by CDs, artist, and spatial. So these are the under spatial. You have featured tune, featured album, featured artist. Under tune, you can go through this. So this is very important to have this kind of organize the content properly. Organize the interface organization is very important. How you organize. Basically, you can't put something like, suppose you are going to put academic, suppose you are going to put college of business, school of business, you can't put under resources college of business. People will not find, or it will be very confusing. So it's important to correctly organize it. So organize the interface, then define the standard. So standard definition is clarify decision on basic common elements across individual screens, forms, reports to ensure the consistency is very important here. So consistency, interface metaphor, example, calendar, checkbox, shopping cart, interface objects like customer, client, employee, associate, interface actions, buy, purchase, check-in, check-out, exist, quit, interface icons like pictures representing status, actions, trace or delete, interface templates, layout guides for all screens. So basically, this is related to exercise H. Standard, metaphor, objects, actions, icons, templates that we all use in this. So look into the question number. H. Just a minute, where is H? So this is E, question G. Develop the interface standard for DFD and access. So we are going to do this for the same question. And then develop the prototype. Before going into the big system, always helpful to develop a small and see how it replicate the thing. Before making a big structural dam or a structure, any structure, they do a small prototype and they test the prototype, and once it is working perfect, then so prototype is always helpful before actually going into the big designing, because you can save a lot of efforts with prototype. So a mock-up or simulation of a screen, forms or reports. Common methods are paper sketches that you can draw on paper, wireframe diagram defining the layout look, storyboarding defining the flow of screens, and wireflow diagram merging wireframes and storyboards together, HTML prototype using hypertext markup language, and language using actual computer language tools. So these are the interface designing prototypes. So this is wireframe diagram for TuneSource. For example, this is the interface design, and this is based on exercise I, which is, this is the question HI. Design the interface template for exercise E. The same question, but you are going to design. So here, site title, cart, favorite, like we were looking into Amazon, search box, account, sign in, create account, home, start, frequently asked, CDs, stores. So basically, here you can, this is wire diagram for TuneSource, wireframe diagram for TuneSource. So here you are going to basically, all the most of the questions are answered in the lecture, but little bit you have to think. So if you look into the assignment exercise, this is more or less, but you are going to name things, you are going to little bit reshuffle, shuffle, and you can do this. A storyboard example. So basically, if you remember, this is exercise related to K. So K is I don't think I need to explain storyboard. What is develop a storyboard for DFD and exercise E in chapter 5. So basically, you are going to develop the storyboard. And so storyboard example, here you are storyboard, how to do. We are learning from our school times. Here, this is client menu, add client, find client list, and then under add client, what should be there, under find client, what should be there, under client list, what should be there, under information, and how they are linked with each other. So similarly, you have to do for this video case, video exercise. So this is a storyboard example. So wireframes versus wire flows. Here, wireframe, they have dashboard, you log in, sign up. Wireflow, here you have login, you go to, so basically flow, how it is going from, so it is related to, you can say, the flow of the work. login, you go to into dashboard, or if you don't have, you go into sign up. So this is wireframe. You go into login or sign up and dashboard. So the wireframe is converted into flow of the wire. So basically, if you have login, this is the first page option. And if you don't have the login option, you go into the sign up and then you access this dashboard. So here is the example, language prototype example. So here you are going to do client processing, list client. Here you are going to do client forms. So basically, if you remember the course number 373, database design, you developed, some screens to enter the data. I think you developed to do this kind of, data entry things. You developed the form. So this is language, that is based on SQL. Now, after 1, 2, 3, 4 steps, you are going to, if there is any problem in, you go back, do the correction in any step. So this is evaluating and testing continuously. These are the few methods to test. Interface method, heuristic evaluation. Compare design to checklist. You have the checklist and compare your design with the checklist. Walkthrough evaluation, team simulates movement through components. So basically, go through and check it with the team. User tryout, so you can interactive evaluation, you can give the user to do it and they can let you know, they can give the feedback. Formal usability testing based on large commercial software products. So basically, I was just explaining to you about many softwares like Windows 11. Before Windows 11 came into the picture, they have given the testing version. It is expensive. It is little time taking. Detailed use of spatial lab testing with video camera spatial software to record actions, every action of user. And so most of the big softwares, they launch their beta version before actually launching. So if I can see the file hippo to show you some of the beta version software, I don't see here any. But here, I mean, this is my favorite favorite website. Whenever I just want to use any software, I get it here free. And this is basically most of the software which are launched for testing, how and the user feedback, they are just put here. For example, Windows was here. Many, beta versions usually come here, and I download and I test it if I like. So basically, it is based on, so through large commercial software product, they launch in this form. So this is the process, 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. And fifth is most important, continuous evaluating and continuously testing. Navigation design after this. Basic principles of navigation design. Assume user have not read the manual. Many users, they don't read the manual and they just want to use it. This is practically correct. Have not attended training and don't have external help readily at hand. So basically, whenever you buy new products, how many of you go through the complete manual reading? I think very rarely and very few. So understand these things that user have not read, not attending training, or all controls should be clear and understandable and placed in a intuitive location on the screen. So this is, nowadays, if you buy any new TV, for example, new smart TV, I think nobody reads the entire manual. They know that this is input, output, and this is the way to do it. So without reading manual, even kids can set up the new smart TV or new smart, because they are designed assuming the user like this. Prevent mistakes, limit choices. So if you see nowadays, many systems are designed with limit choices, never display command that can't be used. So basically, any command which is not useful should not be displayed. Confirm action that are difficult or impossible to undo. Simply recover from mistakes if user might done, that can be recovered. So if by mistake you place any order on Amazon, you can change it, you can delete it, you can modify it. So use consistent grammar, order, action, object, action. So basically, this is also part of user design. Tips of menu. User, so menu enable users to select action from an organized display of action category. So I think I don't need to explain. You better understand. So each menu contain many items, and each item contain only one or two layers of menus. Design is preferred. And logical categories of item can be object, customer, order, or action, insert, design. Items of the same category should be put together in menu option. We have already seen with the EW website. Common menu formats include menu bars, drop-down menus, pop-up menus, tab menus, icon toolbar, image maps. So menu may become less popular with trend toward touch screen nowadays, because touch screen has different way of interact with the user. So common types of menus here you can see in this, Microsoft Visual Studio. Here menu bar is here, file, edit, data, project, build, this is all. Here under this Solution Explorer, you can see under this. So, and I think very rarely people are using Microsoft Visual. So this is drop down menu. Message tips, error message should be, if you are filling zip code more than 5 character, 5 numbers, it will give the message error. Or if you are filling 4 out of 5, it will give the error message. Common message type includes, so basically error message, confirmation message, you are done, you have completed your job. So basically when you submit assignment, it says completed. Acknowledge message, you get the acknowledge message in when you interact with the system, you place any order, you get the confirmation, you get the you can get the delay message, you can get the help message, all. So message strive for clear, concise, and complete message must be there for user, grammatically correct and free of jargon and abbreviations. So basically it should be in very simple language and easy to do. Avoid negatives. So basically, are you sure you don't want to continue? Or instead of that, with do you want to quit? So avoid negatives. So instead of writing negative, you can write simple and easy. Avoid humor. It wears so quickly after the, so basically, these are the tips to be followed. Input design, basically how you get the input. So the goal is to simply and easily capture accurate information for the system. So customer information, client information, inventory information, or various information in video. For example, video case, the video store manager has to input the new video information, reflect the nature of the inputs, find the ways to simplify their collection. Online versus batch processing. This is another thing. Online processing immediately records the transaction in the appropriate database. So basically, when you do any online processing, it updates everything in appropriate database just in time, instantly. Batch processing collects input over time, holds them temporary, and then process all the transaction at one time in a batch. So basically, this is happening in video case. Video case, every day the manager is inputting the new arrival, or and then removing the those videos which are not in good shape. So basically, batch processing every morning or every day. So this is batch processing. Batch processing simplifies data communication and other processes, but master files are not updated real time. So master files here update every day, every morning, or whatever time is decided by the video manager, the video store manager. In online, it is instantly done. So for example, on Thanksgiving time or Black Friday time, you will be buying the items or any electronics or different things. What will happen? Within 5 minutes of the deal, you will see the out of stock product, because that is online processing. It is every single transaction is recorded and updated instantly. So that is there. Sometimes those who do the batch processing, they keep taking the order. So you will see that your order is placed, but when you see that, next day or after 2-3 days, they will say, sorry, out of inventory, we are not able to fulfill your order, and therefore your money is refunded. That is not online. So that is basically batch kind of thing. So capture data at the source. When you capture the data at the source, that is the best thing. Reduce duplicate work, reduce processing time, decrease cost, decrease probability of error. And this is happening in Walmart. They, when the suppliers supply the item, from there it captures that 500,000 shoe pair, or say 100,000 pair of shoes is shipped from Bangladesh, and that is coming, and then it goes to the big warehouse. From there it is distributed to different warehouses, and then so right from there 100,000 accountability is which store has how many pair of shoes. So basically that kind of capture data at a source, so that reduce the duplicate work, that reduce the processing time and cost. So again, when things like Walmart is happening, then you don't need to enter the data again and again everywhere. Automatically that is getting recorded at each place. Source data automation can be obtained by using the following technology: barcode scanner, optical character, magnetic strip reader, smart cards, and RFID. So nowadays these things are happening. So why, for example, I always think about Costco. Costco only allows their member to get into the store to do the shopping. But there is always a person standing right over there to check your Costco card. Why they don't put any technology which you can scan down, only you will be allowed to go inside. So why can be obtained by using the following technology: barcode readers, scanner, optical. So basically when you are riding STA, you have your EW card, which helps you to get into the bus. So that similarly, many places, these things are happening. The source, the data is captured at the source point using different technologies. RFID is one of the most important when we talk about the logistics and other things. RFID is radio frequency identification is one of the biggest technologies changing the way the logistics. And now, latest technologies will come. Minimizing of keystroke is another important thing in nowadays user interface design. You don't need to do a lot of keystrokes. Keyboard entry is slow and error prone. So basically, try to minimize the keystrokes on keyboard, and because it instead of you are typing stop, S is missing, OTP is typed, TOP is typed. So basically, that could be a problem in keyboard entry. We usually make mistakes. So never ask for information that can be obtained other way. Lookups, drop down, default values. So basically, that can be, so never ask to type, the Washington state, because Washington state can be easily captured through drop down list, which is WA. So state list, and similarly, many such things can be like date. Always there is a problem in date of birth, so nowadays calendar is always there. So such things avoid when you are designing any system. So this is a keystroke, minimizing the of keystroke when you are designing. So utilizing selecting controls whenever possible to minimize. So look into this. Name, certainly you have to type, because everyone, admission date, here you can use the calendar to pick, to select these things. Text box with input mask, mobile number. So this you have to type, but you cannot type more than, you cannot type 8-digit, 9-digit, you have to type 10-digit, 10 numbers only, then only this. So radio button for selecting which major is MIS accounting, but selection, which is your eye color, which is your, what is your height. So this kind of design reduce the error and reduce the keystroke thing. So region of birth, here, and then submit. So basically, proficiency in these things. So minimum keystrokes are here, only name and mobile number. These two things are, you have to use keyboard. Otherwise, rest of the things you can use the mouse or graphical interface to do that. Input validation, apply a judicious amount of input validation to ensure the accuracy. Completeness check. So basically, if you are typing 9-digit of your 9 numbers for your phone number, it will not accept. Format check. So if you are, I used to do mistakes when I came in USA, because in India, we did, date, month, and year. This is the format that we used to do in India. Now here in USA, month, date, and year. So this many, so format check, range check, digit check, consistency check, database check. So all such things should be checked, in typing. So this is the last slide of principles of output design. So basically, output means a report that you can easily understand, use easily, when you need, you can see it. So understand the report uses references to find specific items, or cover to cover. all information is needed, frequency, real time or batch reports, manage information, all needed information, no more. So basically, only desired information should be there on report in terms of output design. So you have seen in MIS 373, when you design database, you have 4 components. One is table, form, query, and report. So in report, how it looks nice and how you can get the only desired information that is there. So this is the chapter. Okay. So minimize biased report, utilize various reports, details, summary, graphs, any media to satisfy user output requirements. So basically, this should be there in the report. So in design, we have learned architecture design, user interface design, system acquisition strategies. In planning, we did system request, feasibility analysis, project. Here we did requirement determination, use case analysis, process modeling, DFDs, data modeling. So this analysis design we have done here. So these are the 3 steps we have done so far. And this is about user interface design. So before doing this week assignment, please read carefully, what is expected in each question. I already explained with, slides also. So again, the most important thing, entire assignment is based on this video rental case. So basically, this is you can say this is the backbone of doing this peak assignment, this 0 level DFD. Now, if you have any question related to user interface, please let me know. Yes, class. I'm sorry I, keep speaking. But this is more interesting thing because here, people get usability specialist. One of my friend whom I invited for digital entrepreneurship, he is one of the biggest user interface designer. He is certified. He started his company and it is one of the biggest user interface company in India. And I invited for a class last quarter, I think this year, winter quarter. So basically, this is the area where most of the people are not interested, but it is very interesting area. If you are really interested in understanding the sociology, psychology of the people and how that works with the system. So here, not only the technology part, but human behavior, human psychology, social aspect, design aspect, all put together work for designing user interface. So this is not only, you learn the coding, you learn the Java, you learn the Python, you learn this. No. Here, if you are really good into the psychology, very good in sociology and, human behavior and all the things, this is the topic or this is the area you should explore. So any question, please let me know, my dear friends. I'm sorry, this is my habit that, in India, we speak with MBA students, friends. So I'm sorry if I'm telling you friend. This is actually inbuilt because I got this feedback and I don't remember, one student gave me the feedback. I always call the class my dear friends. So I'm really sorry for that, those who, but this is, I will try to minimize. It comes automatically from my side.
Professor, I'm sure most of us wouldn't mind.
Yeah,
Hope you feel better.
don't mind at all. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, thank you. I think why I'm getting low voice. Just a minute. Now, okay, if you don't have any question, I would like to say have a wonderful week ahead. I will be available on Thursday, and if you have any question, anything, you can just ask me on Thursday. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Have a great day, Professor.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor. Professor, I have a question about the previous assignments.
Yeah, please.
So for previous assignment, I just explained that. So we don't have to draw any ER diagrams for that, correct?
Which I have to see which week
was-
you are.
It was last week, like assignment 8, correct?
I'm just going to look at. You have to no. In that you have to design the those hardware, software, and basically what you call physical design. So basically you have to do architecture design for that last week. So you were not.
Oh, I just explained that at I didn't put it in any ER diagram. If you go look at my assignments.
Just a minute. I think I have to. So just a minute. I think this is the assignment. No, this is this week.
Yeah, it was assignment 8.
Mm. Mm. So basically here you have to do non-functional requirement and architecture design. So basically based on this, this is non-functional requirement and architecture design. So you have to do the architecture design. So no ER diagram is required, but architecture design is required, whether you are going to select which architecture design. So non-functional requirement is based on this operational, security, performance. So these are the non-functional, but architecture design, if you look into the slides, 2-tier, server, client server architecture and different architectures are there. So based on that, you were required to do the architecture.
So we need architecture, like for example, ER diagram. So we need that. Okay. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. I just explained everything like security passwords and everything, but I didn't put any ER diagrams for that.
So basically architecture design is related to, if I just a minute, I open the slides. Yeah, this is the one.
It was chapter 8, correct?
Oh, I'm just sorry.
Oh, I know how hard is it. I remember like for 20 days I had headache and my memories it's almost lost.
No, for me the problem is something else. I don't